And there's that man Nixon again. He gets the tap out. The kick by Evans towards centre-half forward. Kernahan. Good play by Clark. On to Thompson. Thompson kicks it wide, out towards the wing. Peters. Very good player in his debut match for the Tigers. Up towards full forward. Hogg nearly took a screamer. DeRuy off to Shine. Shine out wide to Hannah. Hannah has Elvin in support. Elvin gets past. And left foot kick up towards the wing area. Evans can't mark. Desperate stuff by Notting. Great play by the small Richmond player. Out wide to the wing looking for James, but it goes over the boundary line just in front of that player. And there's a stern looking Robert Walls. Not too much to smile about. Carlton 5-7-37. Richmond 14-3-87. The Tigers by 50 points.
Yes, they're certainly looking the goods at the moment. Zoritich from behind. Notting from the bottom. Gets it out to his teammate in Craig Smith. Smith goes with a high kick towards the 50-metre line. With one hand, Philip Egan attempts it. He can't quite take it. He gets it again. Now loses it to Hannah. But he's well tackled. The tackling by Richmond has been fierce tonight. Glascott. Now to co-small man Gleeson. Under pressure, though. He goes to Dorotich. They appear to fiddle about perhaps a little too much. Silvani will come from behind.
Great mark. Great mark.
This man who came on in Clark is doing a grand job. Now McKellar. Socks down. Doesn't matter to the half-forward line. Peters lost it. Time to butter up. Gets away from Aitken. Affects the hand pass. They go in towards goal. Carlton on the last line of defence, pushing it wider of Notting. In fact, too wide for him, and it goes over the line.
In fact, that was one of the first smothers I've seen from a Carlton player tonight. I could count 10, I suppose, from the Richmond side, just showing the differences in the style of play on tonight's performance.
Time running out for the Blues, and perhaps they might be happy about it, because the sooner they can put this one behind them, the better off they'll be. Harms loses it, but under plenty of pressure. Smith gets it clear. This is David Palm. Tries to weave his way through with a handball to Clark. The old 1-2, it's back again. Will they overdo it? It was Thompson involved. Back he goes. Palm steadies, gets his hand pass out. The kick is high, in towards the pocket. They all come. Waiting down is Mitchell. Gets it, clears another one. 3 to Peters. Great performance. Well, Wayne Peters won't forget this game. 3 goals in the last quarter. And again, great team play, Malcolm.
Yes, and he's had 20 touches for the night. To finish it off with 3 goals in the last quarter. Really, I suppose you could say the game's almost over, but it's just been the way he's done it with enthusiasm. Out on that half-forward and wing area, he's really covered some ground.
It's all Richmond, the Panasonic Cup first round match. 93 plays 37. Kick out by Notting. Here's a chance for Gleeson. Well tackled by Goodwin. Desperate stuff, but it's a little unfair according to the umpires, and Gleeson will get up a little sorer, but with the football. One of Carlton's better players, Adrian Gleeson. Kicks it out towards the half-forward flank. Aitkins come up from half-back, takes the mark, plays on quickly, kicks it into the pocket. It's too far for his teammate, and it's out of bounds on the full.
Excellent lesson again. To kick on the back move throws yourself off balance, and your kicking action goes. You're better off giving away that kick altogether if you've got to kick on the back move.
The Tigers out of trouble. Shine under pressure. Needs support. Kernahan gives it to him. Back to Aitken. Steadies. Goes longer this time, centering the football in towards Steve Kernahan, who takes the mark. Well, they've certainly done a good job on the Carlton captain tonight. He's been well restricted.
Yes, I hope the young fella learned something at Clark on Stephen Kernahan. Then he really didn't go for the ball. The more you've got in the pack, the harder it is for players like Kernahan to mark.
Kernahan from 45 metres. The drop punt is a wobbly shocker. One behind. And Steve says, well, if they're hot, I'm not.
See, how come I was used to play against him, he never used to miss?
Huntington brings the ball back into play. And the mark taken by McKellar. He's in the back pocket. The Tigers close to siren time, and they can be content with a very, very good evening's work. Egan missed what he should have taken. This allows Hunter in. He goes in towards the forward zone once again. Good defensive work, however, by the Tigers. They're able to push it clear. Palm. One bounce. Don't forget it's only 10 metres. Across to Bow. Another bounce. Needs someone going past. Has it in McKellar. He steadies. Goes in towards half forward. Hogs the target. It drops a little short. Waiting at the back is Alvin. They're surrounding him, so he scoops it out the back. No one at home, however. It was Smith to Hogg. He'll hook it back in towards full forward. But Milhana sees it go over the line. And in fact, over the line on the foot. 38 plays 93, if you've just joined us, favouring Richmond.
Kick in by Darui out towards half-back. Kernahan up high, can't mark. Chance for Murphy. Dragged off the ball by Notting as he kicks, but it goes up towards the wing. The mark's been taken by Thompson for Richmond. What a tremendous disciplined performance by Richmond. Kick up towards centre half-back. Aiken could have marked, but no confidence, punched it away. James punched towards full forward. Mitchell, desperate stuff by Mitchell. At least he keeps the ball in the forward scoring area for the Tigers, and we'll have a boundary throw in 3 or 4 metres around from the behind post. Young Summers, another likely prospect. Richmond have really done it well with desperation and discipline. Murphy out wide. Glascott with a little bit of space. Looking for someone to hand pass to. It's Alvin at centre half back. Comes through the centre. No one to kick it to. Thompson at the back. Here's a chance now for Morrish. He grabbed when he did well. He did have the ball, and Silvani's been rewarded for that tackle. The free kick will go to Stephen Silvani between wing and centre half forward. Out wide it comes to Gleeson. Gleeson plays on quickly, kicks it towards the half forward flank area. Harms, clean bowls Harms, and goes over for a boundary throw.
Well, I think that just depicts the evening of Carlton have had. Silvani kick was a very average slack kick, and there's another very poor kick towards Harm, and they've gained 25 metres, and they're out wider, so almost as far away from the goals.
Is the throw in. Clark with a mighty thump gains 20 metres. Shine tries to peg it back, picked up by Bauer. He's got support though in the form of James, then follows it on with some good shepherding work. Bomber suddenly remembers it's 10 metres and has a bounce in towards centre wing, fisted towards the boundary line, and will beat the players over, and a throw in to take place. Michael Mitchell perhaps a little cramp. Certainly been busy tonight. Stats mightn't show it, but he really has done some fine work, and there it is. A great victory to Richmond. The final scoreline showing Richmond 15-3. Magnificent kicking for goal, 93. Defeating a very disappointing Carlton, who could kick only 5 goals, 8, 38. And if you'd said at the start of the game, Ian Robertson, that was going to be the final score, you would have scratched your head, would you not?
Well, it was just, it was amazing from, I guess, from Carlton's point of view, but tremendous stuff for the Tigers after finishing on the bottom of the ladder to come out here and win a game. It just depicts their performance. They were together all night, just the way they're coming off the ground. There's a little bit of misfortune for them. A couple of their players injured, Peter Wilson and Michael Pickering, but a great team performance. Perfect discipline and a great start to the season for Kevin Bartlett.
Yes, they'll be all smiles now as we repeat the final score for you. Richmond 50. 12 kicks. A great performance by Richard Nixon, a judge. Best man on the ground. Let's go down to the rooms now, and here he is with Peter Donning. And Pete.
Thanks very much, Sandy. Well, I think they call him the president around the club, and you were certainly in charge out there on the ground tonight. Richard, congratulations.
Thanks. It was hard work, hard day's work tonight. Very tough opponents, and I found it they're really competitive, you know. I'm just glad the side won. The surge from the bottom, and we're here. We're going to be final 5 this year for sure.
Now, it's always hard to judge in pre-season just how well you're going to go until you get a game under your belt. What was your confidence level like realistically when you finished last year and Carlton were premiers?
Oh, well, I thought it'd be a hard task, but you've got to go into it thinking you're going to win. You've got to go in it with the right attitude, otherwise you'll just get nowhere. And we psyched ourselves up all week and over pre-season for this first match, and it paid off with a good win.
Well, I'm sure that you'd be the first to admit that the boys were a great help, but the prize is going to you tonight, Richard, and it is the microwave oven from Panasonic for being the best player on the ground. Well done.
Thank you very much. Just what I need.
Richard Nixon, the best player on the ground in tonight's magnificent performance by the Tigers, as we go back to the commentary box and Sandy Roberts.
Discipline was great. They did everything right, the smaller things in football, the tackling and the harassing, the chasing, and they had those key players in Nixon and Mitchell. Peters in his first game, tremendous. There's Mitchell kicking a goal for Richmond. And it was just a good all-round performance by the Richmond side.
Yes, I think Kevin Bartlett's taken Richmond back to the basics, and after the hiccup of last year, you must say it's a hiccup, that they're obviously a better side and a better outfit than that. And it really was good to see young blokes just out there having a red-hot go and doing those disciplined things. And I'll just repeat it a couple of times, is I thought that their off-hands, another goal being scored there by Peters, that sort of crumbs and kick gathering off the packs was excellent. Their statistics for the game show that Carlton had a few more, and that's certainly right. But once again, they did fiddle around a bit, Sandy.
Yes, they did. They seemed to go short on a number of occasions where perhaps trying the distance may have been better. But as you can see, they outscored the Tigers in the kicking department, not in the marking department. The free kicks went the way of Carlton, and also the handballs went the way of Carlton, but the hit-outs certainly went the way of the Tigers, as we mentioned, with Richard Nixon having a magnificent game. He, in fact, had 28 hit-outs for the match. Well, the action continues at